And this is a great question. How is this really better than Bitcoin? Are you just talking about price? I'm glad you asked that, Kyle. HEX is better than Bitcoin in so many ways, they're hard to list. Let's just take some easy ones. If you want to buy coffee with Bitcoin, what does it cost? 0.0000000 something? So it's broken for payment. Like you can't, nobody's going to pay fractions for things. They hate it. Oh, but we could use bits. Can you? Well, why aren't you? Because people get locked into shit and it's very hard to change their minds. So you ain't seeing nobody use bits for anything. Everybody talks about Bitcoin. Send me 0.0000 whatever. HEX was smart, designed by a goddamn genius, and accounted for units ahead of time and said, hey, this is going to be really valuable. What is the proper number of units? Is 21 million the proper number of units? No, actually, the proper number of units is billions of units. HEX has had a time when it was exactly a penny each. God darn, that makes it easy to do transactions with. Makes it very easy to price things like coffee, and you're not paying 0.00000 whatever. So that's just unit bias fixed. What about branding? All right, what's HEX's website? Hex.com. Okay, what's Bitcoin's website? Bitcoin.org. What about Bitcoin.com? It's not Bitcoin. That seems stupid. Satoshi was very stupid for branding something that, one, was a compound word with no uniqueness. So Bitcoin, compound word, is infinitely worse than HEX as a word. So what are the most valuable properties in the world? Apple, Amazon, Yahoo, Google, Alphabet. Do any of those words make any damn sense? No, which is part of why they're more successful. Because branding, that is how you do it. That is how you become the most valuable things in the world. It helps to have something that's very memorable. So let's talk about important stuff beyond price and beyond branding and marketing. Our chats are better. The people that participate in our community are better. Our live streams are better. Our backdrops are better. Our clothes, like everything's better. It's better. Fine. Let's talk about stuff that really matters. Security. Bitcoin has had two critical security failures. One, which was caught by Bitcoin Cash developer, where anyone could have minted as many free Bitcoin as they wanted to. They had to roll back the chain in 2009 because someone did execute a vulnerability and minted 184 billion extra Bitcoin for free. Oops. That shit has happened twice because it's spaghetti code, and it doesn't have any security audits, and it doesn't have any bug bounty program, and it doesn't have the consensus locked and isolated away from the rest of the code. So if you go to improve the wallet in Bitcoin, you can screw up and make it so anyone can mint as many free coins as they want. If you go to improve the networking stack, which is how this last bug happened, they try to reduce latency in the networking stack. Oops, anyone can mint as many free coins as they want now. Oh, our bad. You're going to continue to have these risks of critical vulnerabilities where the entire system fails because they're not dedicated to security. What has HEX done to be more secure than Bitcoin? It's on a network that's never had an inflation bug ever. So the Ethereum network's never had an inflation bug. Bitcoin's had two. Because in HEX, the consensus code is isolated and locked in an immutable smart contract that can't be changed by anyone ever. So it's nearly impossible to accidentally screw up consensus by improving other parts of the stack which HEX benefits from. Do you want more expensive fees or lower fees? Do you want more price performance potential and history or worse? Do you want something that addresses a larger market by addressing time deposits, which is a $7.2 trillion market, which is a larger market than printed cash in the United States and China, which is only $5 trillion? It's a faster, cheaper, more secure, more price performance, larger feature set, better community, better domain name, better logo, better everything. Like, man, thank goodness.
Welcome to the HEX Late Show. It's 43 OG with you here from sunny Sicily, sunny winter Sicily. What's going on, guys? I usually have someone with me streaming. I like to have a wingman or a wingwoman, but unfortunately tonight I don't have anyone. Everyone is too busy opening their Christmas presents, or they're on holiday, or they've been partying too hard, too much eggnog. I don't know. But here we are. So big shout out to the people in the chat. That is by all means the longest intro we've ever had. I like to give people a bit of time to make it to the show, but not tonight. So I put it out there. Anyone out there who wants to come on and have a chat, by all means, let me know, and we'll see what we can do. So what's been going on? What's been going on in crypto? Well, there's always that FTX stuff that's been going on. Getting a bit bored by it, to be honest with you, because it seems that this guy is going to be protected. I know the judge just stepped down because there was some sort of connection. Between FTX and the judge's husband or wife, or something along those lines. So that judge has stepped down. There's going to be a new judge apparently, and I don't know what's going to happen. But to me, it seems like that guy has got some people protecting him. Anyway, what's been going on in the world of HEX? We should have a look at the chart. And when I say we should have a look at the chart, it's a scary thing to look at right now. It is definitely a scary thing to look at right now, but it's not really something that you don't expect in a crypto winter. So let me just bring this up and see if I can I get this up on screen. Yeah, where is Bluey? I don't know, T-Bird. Where is Bluey? I think he's sleeping. I think he's in a part of the world, and I don't want to give it away where he is, but I think right now it's too early for him to get out of bed. So let's have a look here. Look at this chart. Look at this chart. Sort of looks, remember these days on the way up? And since pretty much late last year, we've been going down, which is what most of crypto has been doing. So this is sort of the norm in crypto. From the all-time high, we've come down, 90, 95, 96%, which is very scary if you got in here. Not as scary if you got in around here, given that it's a crypto winter. But the beauty of the HEX token is that you can stake it, and you stake it trustlessly. So you don't have to worry about an exchange going down or an FTX like company, Voyager, BlockFi. You don't have to Mt. Gox. You don't have to worry about it going down. It's a contract. It's a smart contract. It's been triple audited. It doesn't have any private keys, so no one can go in and mess with it. If you use a smart contract to yield for yourself, you get you lock up HEX tokens. You get paid yield from the inflation in the system, much like Bitcoin pays miners the inflation in the system. They get all the new Bitcoin, or stakers get all the new HEX tokens in the HEX ecosystem. And because it's trustless and it's immutable, it means that no one can come in and deny you that HEX payout. once you end your stake at the appropriate time. And that's pretty important. That's pretty important. No one can deny you your payout of HEX if you lock HEX in the HEX contract, because it's up to you. You're the one who's doing the work. You're the one who's interacting with the contract. So what's happening, fellas? What do you? I don't have a whole lot organized. Usually we, you know how we run the show. We sort of, someone jumps on and we just sort of go back and forth. I can tell you that I've been not so much related to crypto, but more related to just general, you know, online, online privacy and just being careful. During the week, there was a hack of LastPass. And if you're not familiar with that, that is a sort of cloud-based, it's sort of like a cloud-based password manager. So you can save all your passwords there, and then it's very easy for you to access all the sites that you go to. And yeah, so it's super easy to access all your sites, and you have to remember all your passwords. You can have like unique passwords for everything. So that's like a very useful thing. However, LastPass is a middleman. It is a middleman. You are relying on the third party servers to hold your passwords. You know, I don't use LastPass. I think I've always thought that that's something that you can't possibly trust. So for people out there looking for a solution, I like it's not as easy, and this is the thing, it's not as easy as LastPass. LastPass makes it easy, but there's a sacrifice that you make in terms of security when you have LastPass, something like LastPass in the cloud. Something like this hack can happen, and then they've got access to all your passwords, got access to your vaults. So I think a good solution is maybe having some sort of operating system that you can boot from a USB, and on that operating system, which you don't connect to the internet, mind you, you could put a open source software, something like KeyPass. That's a desktop application that you can use to save all your passwords. Never has to touch the internet. Doing that, obviously, you don't have the ease of use that you get with something like LastPass. Because if you want to, if you want to go get a password, you would have to, boot into that operating system off a USB, say, and go into that application, go retrieve your passwords, write them down on a bit of paper or something, and then go and boot into your regular operating system and then go use it. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass, but unfortunately, that's how it works when it comes to security. This is how it works. You can't have it all. You can't have, ease of use, and you can't have availability and integrity and security. You can't have all three of these things. So yeah, that's a potential solution for people. There's a lot of free open source operating systems out there, like mainly Linux based. Debian Linux based systems. You can download them for free. There's if you just do a Google search on or a DuckDuckGo search on Linux, a small Linux operating system, you'll find stuff there that you can boot into. You can load a bootloader into USB, and it will just load in. You just tell your computer at the BIOS at the start to boot into the USB, and there you go. Yeah, so that's one thing that happened this week. Not so related to crypto, but sort of related to crypto. Now, having said that, I don't think it's a wise idea to keep seed phrases in these applications. But each to their own. You've got to find a solution that works for you. I am in it for the tech, T-Bird. I certainly am in it for the tech. Yes, especially in the bear market, I'm in it for the tech. We have to distract ourselves somehow. What else have I been doing? I've been playing around with an OS called HEX, which is something that it's also like a privacy type operating system, which it works like you've got two virtual machines, and it's a Tor-based system. So you've got your host operating system, and then you've got two virtual machines, and then it's sort of routing all your traffic from one workstation virtual machine into a gateway virtual machine. And in that way, Tor has got a hop. And once Tor has a hop, that makes it difficult for any outside people observing to work out what's happening. Yeah, so that's what I've got on the security side of things. Oh, I have been also having a look at this thing called, and I suggest you guys have a look at it. It's interesting. Check out Veracrypt. It's open source software, and it's how you can cryptographically secure petitions, whether it be on your operating system or whether it be on a USB. And they've got some, what I think are pretty cool features, things that, some of the more tech inclined people would, I think, I'll give you an example of what, like, it's sort of, it can work just like a passphrase does. So, you know how you got your seed phrase, and then you got you have your passphrase, but you could have almost infinite amount of you could have infinite amount of passphrases basically for that seed phrase, and each passphrase is going to generate you like a list of new addresses. So Veracrypt sort of works in that way, where you can have they're basically like passphrases, and you can have like petitions within petitions. So that's if you like to lean on the security side of things, I reckon go check out Veracrypt. Like I said, it's free open source software, and something you guys should have a look at least. Yeah. So what can we talk about, guys? Tell me what's who's in the chat. Let me see. We got Retrostatic, we've got Degen Dougie, we've got Sandip, Sky Pilot, CBDoo, Dingo Wolf. What's up, Dingo Wolf? Stephen Mac, 1966, Mango Junkie, Team Deep Ending, T-Bird, Crypto Claz, Tin Top, McNuggets, Ash. What's going on, Ash? D Tucker, BMA. What's going on, BMA? Finbear, Par Hexcellence, D Hexistentialist, Dawsey 78, Archie S, Crypto Footsteps, Runeskis, I say Sky Pilot? I did say Sky Pilot. That's everyone. Hex Addict. A few names I haven't seen before. Hex Pest. Crypto Kalo. Academaciated. Yeah. So let me just pop on this video here, which is one of my favorites.
Everybody, Richard Art here, and my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
I love that. Yeah. Oh, Tin Top. When is Jake Lund defending the diamond belt next? Who is coming for diamond crown? Actually, that's not how the diamond belt works. Diamond belt is a once-off. You only get to fight for it once. You don't defend it once you've won it. So it's very, very few people who ever get a chance to fight for it, and obviously even fewer that win it. What did Santa bring 43? Santa didn't bring 43 anything, unfortunately, because Santa didn't feel like spending money unnecessarily in the bear market. What do I think about Hedron ICOSA? I think Hedron is cool for HEX stakers because you get it for free. So I think Hedron's awesome. Awesome. You get it for free. You stake and you get it for free. And so the token itself, I think, is great. Why not? It's like a perpetual ongoing airdrop for anyone who has B shares in the HEX ecosystem. So what's not to like? What's not to like about it? All you have to do is claim it. So you've got the transaction for claiming it, and then that's it. So I think it's great. As far as the encapsulated stake part of it, I've always been of the opinion that this stuff like encapsulated stakes, we've been through this a million times. My perspective is this sort of thing is going to happen. These things are going to get coded. People are going to put it out there. So it's a part of what's going to happen. It is what it is. There's no point saying, I don't like them. I don't think it's good. Whatever. It doesn't matter. They exist. So you play the game accordingly. You've got an option. You can stake natively in the HEX contract, which is not a bad idea. If you know that you're the type of person that needs to lock it into the native HEX contract, because you know that if you're given half an opportunity, you're going to sell something prematurely, then maybe it's a good idea. Maybe it's a good idea to go with the HEX, the original HEX contract. Like, I don't buy into this idea that now people don't get the opportunity to have, to delay gratification. You can still delay gratification. The one really, really interesting dynamic that I've seen with Hedron HSIs, which is a HEX stake instance. So it's a HEX stake within encapsulated within a contract. And that contract can actually be tokenized into the form of an NFT and then sent to other addresses. So it's an interesting thing that was never available on HEX, but the fact that it's now available goes to show you just how dynamic, how ever-changing this ecosystem is. It didn't exist at the start, and Alex, the dev who put that together, did a great job. I think it's great, and it's not for everyone. I mean, if you do a native HEX stake, you might have more chance of getting like things like airdrops and things like that are given to HEX stakers. Sometimes I think in some situations, having a HSI has resulted in the HSI holder not getting the airdrops, but that's not necessarily a reason not to use a HSI. If it's good for you to use that encapsulated system, then by all means go ahead and do it. What have we got? Hedron at auctions turns into t-shirts. What's not to love? Keep your eyes on the price. Yeah, the other thing is that a lot of the HSIs, I would say the vast majority, are stakes that have been put out for like 5,555. So that's HEX that's been locked up for 15 years. I actually think that the HSIs have accelerated the, how many 5,555s there are. If you do go to the, I think the website is icosa.pro, and that's where you can get access to the Hedron Icosa ecosystem stuff. If you have a look at the auctions, most of the stakes that are on auction are 5,555 stakes. So that's what's not to like about that. I don't know. I've heard people whinging about it before. I don't get it. It is what it is. It's like whinging that it's raining outside. What are you going to do? It's raining. Get an umbrella. Wear a raincoat. Work it out. It is what it is. I actually think it's a good thing. It's a good thing, yeah, by all means. Oh, the other thing is that you can actually sell a HSI back to the contract, back to there's a contract that was created, an ICOSA contract, and you can sell HSIs to that contract. So people can exit if they want earlier, and then those HSIs get auctioned off after 90 days, and people can buy them back. It's an interesting dynamic. It's because it didn't all happen at one time. Like the Hedron came out, and it was like this airdrop for everyone. And then later on, this whole this ICOSA stuff happened with being able to sell HSIs and these auctions. So it's been an evolving ecosystem, the Hedron ICOSA ecosystem, and yeah, I think it's really good. Hey Sammy, how you going? Yeah, jump on if you want to. If you think that your connection is going to be not good, then I'll leave that up to you if you want to. But yeah, see how you go. So I got no takers. If anyone wants to come on and shoot the shit. I foresee a shorter stream today. That's what I foresee. But what else can we go have a look at, guys? Let's have a look. Maybe let's have a look at Hedron. It's not on this website, huh? Tell you a website I haven't been into in a while. Go to this website. Good old. Let's have a look. Good old hex.vision. Staking. Look at that. That is, there's 62 billion hex staked at the moment. I've got Sammy Chica here. Let me bring Sammy on. Hey, Sammy. Can you hear me? Are you there, Sammy? Sammy's here, but I can't hear you. No audio, Sammy. So this is a chart of future stakes. So what we can see here is we can see the cumulative T shares that are expiring. So where are we now? We're 2022 December. Let's go to 2023 December. So we've got 1.759 million T shares expiring in the next year. And if we push it out all the way to 32. So see here, we've got a little bit of bump in stakes that come out at the 10-year mark. That's basically a remnants of the stakes that were placed in the first year. In the first year of release, people were staking for the maximum. So if you stake for 10 years HEX, you guys know that you get the maximum amount of T shares that the contract will allow you to have for the amount of HEX that is staked. So people were staking at that 10-year mark to get the maximum amount of T shares, and they did that for a whole year. So that's basically what this bump in the chart is here. And if we go to December 2032, between now and then, there's, at this point in time, because it is a dynamic system, it will keep changing as people place more stakes and other stakes, end. At this point in time, there's 8.65 million T shares that will expire over the next 10 years. Now, I think that staking's going to continue, but if depending on the staking behavior and depending on what we've been looking at, what we've been looking at over the last couple of years, 2-3 years, what we've seen is that T shares seem to be going down. They seem to be deflationary. There's less and less of them. So I wonder, there is a chart that we can, I think there's a chart that we can look at if I recall. HEX.win / actually, you know what? In here. And I am going to check out that website. Someone just said, this is so last year, go to HEXFire. All right, let me, give me a second. Let me, I will go to HEXFire and have a look. I will go check it out. Okay, so this is AppHex.win. And what we can see here is we can see that HEX is currently 2.16 USD cents. A T share is 548 USD. However, if you're willing to delay gratification, you can get that T share for $183 USD at the moment. And I'm just simply dividing that by 3, that amount by 3. Or alternatively, for $548, you could get 3 T shares if staked out for 10 years. What have we got here? This is what we've got here is we've got the T share rate. So this rate started at 10,000. It used to cost 10,000 HEX for a T share. After big payday, it jumped up to 16,259. And right now we are sitting on 25,372 HEX per T share. And our daily payouts, they seem to be trending upwards. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we're getting 3. I remember the days back here. Well, this is Feb 22. So we're still around the 6. Oh, can I zoom out here? Let me zoom out. Yeah. So after, if we're talking December 2020, when was this? 2021? This is 2021. So we're consistently below the daily payout of 6. We're consistently below 6 HEX per T share. And then as we get closer to this date, as I run it closer, you can see that we've gone past 6 HEX per T share consistently. So now, if we have a look at where we are right now, if my the browser works, well, we had one for 6.7, 6.3, 6.4, 6.5. We had one for 7 HEX per T share. So it seems to be trending upwards. If we go back here and we just go forward, it's trending upwards. So the T shares that you won a year ago, for example, or 6 months ago, now those same T shares are now getting you more HEX per T share than they were a year ago. And that's sort of the hidden beauty of this contract, that a lot of people on first glance, they don't realize that this is how this thing works. That as long as we maintain the percentage of stakers that there are in the ecosystem, these HEX daily payouts will trend upwards. They will trend upwards because they are a function of how much HEX has ever been minted. So as more stakes come out and more HEX is minted for the first time, that then gets used in the base calculation to work out what the daily payout's going to be. And it's all done trustlessly in the system. You see, I'd say Chica dipped out. What we got here? Expiring stakes. We were looking at that a second ago. All right, let me go check out this HEX fire. You reckon HEX fire is the shit? It's fire. Is it .com? .io? Let me check it out. Hey, Sammy. Are you there, Sammy? No, I don't hear you on. Yeah, someone tell me what Hexfire the URL. Oh, there we go. .io. All right. So let's share this tab. Talk me through it, guys. What's going on here? What's going on with Hexfire? Yes, unfortunately, Sammy's connection is a bit wrecked. All right. Oh, there's another site that I want to go check out. We'll go to that in a minute. So what are we looking at here? Statistics. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got the price of this pink line is the price of T-shares denominated in USD. And here the turquoise line is, what's the turquoise line? Oh, sorry, yeah. One's log and one's not, yeah? Yeah, I gotcha. HEX staking data. Let's have a look at this. Ooh. So you can, you can like put in details here and okay. You can work out how much you're going to get paid out. It's like it will do a calculation for you. Okay, that's very useful. That seems to be a very, very useful tool. Thanks. Thanks. Who put that? Whoever put that in the chat. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. I actually had heard of Hexfire, but I've never really checked it out. Oh, this is cool. Heaps of charts. Average analytics. Max theoretical T-shares. Ooh, this site goes deep. This site goes deep. Stakes by address. Nuked stakes leaderboard. I always like looking at nuked stakes. Oof. No, that's not. They didn't nuke 127 mil, did they? When was that? Oh, that must have been nuked super, super early. Oh, can you imagine nuking 127 million HEX? Oh, it's even hard to look at the ones in the millions. Look at this guy. This guy's in HEX for 1 day and 0.1% progress for 1,000 days and then nuked it after 1 day. And they lost it all. Oh, this is hard. Listen, that's the thing about HEX. You're making a commitment with yourself. You're making a commitment with yourself. If you say you're going to do, if you go and make a stake, you've got to see that stake out. If you've got half a brain, you're going to see that stake out, or at least understand the rules of how the penalties work exactly. Just understand how those penalties work exactly. If you read the HEX layman's guide, I believe it's a HEX layman's guide. that document was written by one of the devs on the team, Kyle. Actually, I don't know if he was on the team. I think he just wrote it out of the goodness of his heart. And that explains how, I believe that explains how penalties work, or maybe it's the staking deep dive, which if you go into the that layman's guide, the original document, it should have a link in there to the staking deep dive. And the staking deep dive, I believe that goes into depths about the maths of how things are worked out. So you can actually have a full understanding, because you want to do, if you're going to end a stake, which I do not think that people do due to the severe penalties in doing so. If you're going to do it, if you need to do it for whatever reason, there might be circumstances under which you need to end a stake early, and you might be willing to eat the penalty for doing that. But if you are going to do something like that, at least know, like, have a clear idea of how you're going to get penalized and what the penalties would be. Once again, I wouldn't suggest it. If you can avoid doing it, I would avoid it by all means. What have we got here? We've got Maximus Stow. This site is jam-packed. Jam-packed. Hedron, ICOSA. So these, for those of you who don't know, I think you guys would all know, Maximus, the Maximus ecosystem, they have released tokens which are derivative products of HEX, staked HEX. So what they do is they basically get a contract, they put all the HEX into that contract and then stake it as a big chunk. And there are some built into the HEX contract, there are some benefits of staking more. So if you hit 150 million HEX, so if everyone pulls their HEX together and they somehow get to 150 million, then you also you get a bonus. There's a percentage bonus for having that 150 mil stack staked. So Maximus, from my understanding, was a 15-year stake, and it includes Hedron. So you're going to get yield, your percentage of the pool, you'll get yield in terms of HEX, and you'll also get some Hedron. Decimus was a 10-year stake, but there was no Hedron included in that. Lucky, I believe, was a 7-year stake. Trio 3 and the base, I think, was a yearly stake. So let's jump into Hedron ICOSA. Interesting, huh? Interesting website. Total say stakes, 740,000 stakes. Not long to go till we get to a mil. That's going to be quite a milestone, having 1 million stakes in the ecosystem. We've had 300 stakes ended with current statistics. We've had open stakes. I wonder when that's from exactly. All stakes, so that includes HSIs. And this is HSI stakes. Okay, so not that many HSI stakes really. But still, I mean, it came from nothing. There were none at all originally. Just with that, I actually don't think it's I don't think the $150 million bonus prorates. I don't think it's pro rata. I think it's quadratic. So it's much better to have 150 million staked than it is to have 140 million staked or 130 million staked. Like much better. Like they really want you to stake in that HEX contract that really wants you to stake 150 to get that full 10%. Let me go to this other site that I like. It's a very sort of simple, laid out very simply. It's called Look Into HEX, and let me have a look at this one here. This is one of my favorite ones, I think. There's some of my favorite charts here. ROI from launch. I like this. This is nice. So I'm going to get rid of Maxi off this one. I'm going to get rid of Hedron just because there's too little data. Nothing against those guys. Can leave BNB in there. HEX T shares. Okay. And then we've got BTC is turquoise, and this is taking each from their inception, from the beginning. So you have a look at HEX, right? HEX is the pink, and you have a look at it, and it it really did amazingly. I might get rid of T-shares, although T-shares is a better scale, like, because if you look at the T-share chart, that's even better than the HEX chart. But just in the interest of fairness right now, we'll just look at the HEX chart, the token price, as opposed to the T-share price, T-share rate. So I guess BNB had a bit of a, had a great start as well. It jumped up a lot really quickly. And BTC jumped up a lot in that first 300 days. I mean, Ethereum did well, and HEX did well. HEX sort of took until day like 664 to really top everyone else. Like, if you go day 664 into HEX, that's where HEX like has smashed everyone else. It's outperformed every other token on this list. At the 670-day mark, let's say, and it's done quite well. I mean, it outperformed them here. It's dropped down a bit here, and it is doing, out of all of these, it is doing the worst out of all of them. But it is what it is. It's come down quite a bit, and we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. But one thing is for sure. I can tell you this is for sure. At the moment, we've got a lot of people staked out for a long time. So that's people who have a connection to the HEX ecosystem. And where that differs from something like BTC, ETH, BNB, is that the people in those ecosystems can dump their coins at any time. They can dump their coins at any time, which means they can exit the ecosystem at any time. And yes, you can emergency end stake in HEX and exit the ecosystem if you want. However, you're really incentivized not to do that. You're incentivized not to do that because you lock it up and there are penalties for. So you're doing something for your future self, right? To borrow a Maddie Allen term. So I wonder what's going to happen here. I wonder what's going to happen. I mean, we've come down quite a bit. Who knows? It would be nice to see. It would be nice to see a bit of a pump back up. Hey, it would be nice. But look, when you look at that chart, it looks fantastic for the first 670 days. And I mean, look, even if it did come down, even if we're looking at day 900, it's still sort of on par with the other tokens. And now it's sort of come down a bit below all the other tokens. But, you know, who knows what's going to happen. I always like to try and think positively about the future. We are in a bear market. It is very easy. It is very easy to, you know, get down on the fact that the price is low. I like to look at that as opportunity. That's what I like to do. But I can't tell anyone or advise anyone on what they should do. That's not my place. It's not what I know about. But I see it as opportunity personally for me. So yeah, close that off. Oh, the other chart I was looking at, let me see if I can just bring that up. I like to look at the, I do like to look at the HEX ETH chart. I do like to look at that chart there. So, I mean, if we look at the HEX ETH chart right now, and we go back, so we go all the way back here. The last time it was really around these levels, we're talking May 2021. People were swapping Ethereum for HEX and vice versa. December 2020, November 2020, like October 2020, July 2020, and May 2020. So that's how, like, that's people were swapping ETH for HEX and vice versa all the way back May 2020. So yeah, I mean, it's I guess for an ETH to exchange ratio, it's, I mean, it's all on the chart there, isn't it? It's all on the chart. People were doing it. People were swapping ETH for HEX at these ratios all the way back 2.5 years ago. So yeah. Close that off. So yeah, guys, look, what's happening in the chat? I see someone has been spamming the chat. Good stuff, Dorsey. Thank you very much. I've got Par Excellence saying big things happening for HEX in 2023. What are we looking forward to in the HEX ecosystem in 2023? Well, there is a certain documentary that is supposed to be coming out in early 2023. So that doco will definitely raise some eyebrows, I believe. If it's anything like that trailer that they put out, well, it wasn't really a trailer, was it? It was like a sizzle reel. If it's anything like that, I think it will raise eyebrows. Who knows if HEX will be depicted in a positive or negative light? I've got a feeling that, see, if they just put out like a piece that is just like so pro HEX that you know, people are not dumb. They can see when you've just got like blatant advertising a product. But if it's a genuine piece that is evaluating all sides, the naysayers and the pro HEX contract people, and they're just weighing it all up, and they're giving the audience an opportunity to make their own minds up. I think that is a much better approach, and I hope that's what they've done. I believe that's how it's been done. I really look forward to it. I really look forward to checking that out. That's going to get our spirits up, I think. I really think that's going to get and the other thing is, I believe Richard Hart, the creator of HEX, has seen that documentary, and he says it's great. So hopefully it's great. I think it, I don't want to build it up too much, I would prefer to have low expectations and then get surprised when it comes to watching something, because there's nothing worse than like building something up and then just like the last episode of Game of Thrones. Don't get me started. Last episode of Game of Thrones. Should I talk about the last episode of Game of Thrones? I don't know. I don't want to give it away. But hey, that was years ago. If you haven't watched Game of Thrones yet, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? That last episode was... Oh, I believe that there's like some new Game of Thrones shit that came out recently. I did see the Lord of the Rings thing that they did not too long ago. I thought that was good. That was like all focused on elves and dwarves pretty much. So I thought that was good. But Game of Thrones have done something as well. It's all about the Targaryen. Is it the Targaryens? It was a while back that I watched it. I haven't read the books though. I haven't read the books. I'm the last Targaryen. Thoughts. Okay. Thoughts. HEX could be the main currency in the new financial system coming early 2023 to replace the Federal Reserve and the US dollar. Some talk about it being XRP cannot be compared with HEX. Okay. Yeah, bro. So yeah, you've just noticed. Mate, I don't know how young or old you think I am, but I'm no spring chicken, mate. I've been around for the fact that I'm playing Pixies music at the start of the show you should understand that I'm no spring chicken. Getting back to this question though, interesting. Look, honestly, I don't think that HEX. This is how I think HEX could work for countries. I think if countries like adopted like the HEX contract and like maybe deployed it on their own blockchain, then you would have like that mathematical rules governing inflation in the system, rather than what we have now, which is a bunch of people that no one knows, private company, central banks making monetary policy for the world and pretty much doing a not so good job about it, in my opinion. So wouldn't it be cool if Australia had a HEX contract deployed for the AUD, and that was like the basis of the central bank digital currency. That would be cool. Imagine if like all countries around the world like had like a HEX contract as the basis for their money. I mean, don't you think that would be more sound than what we have now? Ah, yeah, it's called the House of Dragons. Yeah, House of Dragons. That's it. I haven't had it. What show is that? Like, what channel is that on? It's a channel that I don't have access to, unfortunately, unless I want to go out of my way. I know that I think if I remember correctly, the other one was on Amazon. I think. I thought that, yeah, the Lord of the Rings one with the elves, what was it called? I don't remember. But that Lord of the Rings one that was on Amazon I thought it was good. I thought it was cool. But I like that stuff. Like I read like Lord of the Rings when I was a kid, so I've always been into that stuff. This is true. This is true. You don't usually get me full screen. Actually, this is a problem. Maybe I should make myself smaller. Hey, I think I should make myself smaller. No one needs to see me in full effect in that way. What else can we look at here? So look at the hedron price. Oh, no thanks. I don't know what's going on there. Try this one. It's the hedron. So looks to me that there's like not a lot doing that well in the ecosystem right now. I mean, hedron's on a bit of a downtrend there. What about see here? So this chart is not the actual price chart of Maxi. I believe this chart is the ratio against HEX. So right now, it costs 1.472 HEX to get a Maxi token. So that will have a US dollar value depending on what the HEX price is. I mean, HEX is like 2.2 cents at the moment. So you just multiply that 2.2 cents by 1.472. Bob's your uncle. Yep. HEX currency 2030 is no choice. Dorsey's has your briscola game improved since being in Sicily? Unfortunately, I have not had a chance to play briscola. I don't think I'm going to get any better at briscola. I'm already a master, a grandmaster at briscola, whether it be and by the way, I only play 6-card briscola. That means I have 6 cards in my hand. I don't play the 3-card variety. That's for kids. I'll tell you what I have been playing. I've been playing a game called Bestia, always with the Italian cards, the Sicilian cards. It's called Bestia, which means Bestia means beast, right? But it's meant as a derogatory, like moron. So, because when you play that game, if you lose, you end up having to like put the whole pot in. Like, let's say there's like five euros in the pot. If you lose that hand, you have to put you could put another €5 in. Not that I play with money. Not that I play with money. We played with money last night, right? But then at the end of the night, everyone was just like, "Yeah, don't worry about it," because we use like chips, so everyone just gets chips, and then we just play. And at the end of the night, we're just like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry. We don't have to exchange money. It's just fun, And I don't believe in. I don't like going to casinos. I'm not into that. I like the social thing of actually sitting. I would never play online. I like the social thing of sitting with and I'm always playing with, it's just family members. And we just play and we talk, we laugh, and it's a lot of fun. How's the Vespa going? The Vespers are going well. I actually took the 125 out for a spin yesterday. That was fun. Because I've been riding the 50cc around, and that's pretty, it is what it is. It's like max speed 40 k's an hour. But the 125, it's got a little bit more. It's got a bit more kick, the 125. So that was fun to take that out for a spin yesterday. So yeah, the Vespers are going well. I'm going to. When I depart Sicily, I will miss them. I'll miss them dearly. I don't try and ride bikes in Australia. I've seen too many people lying in the middle of the road, who've come off their bikes for me to jump on an Australian road. Here, you just ride them in town. You would never take it out of town. They're not made for that sort of thing. But in town, you're never going more than 20, 30 k's an hour. It's just like riding a bike fast, I guess. Hey, guys. We've been going for about an hour and something. So unless you've got any questions, I might wind it up. Given that my crew have abandoned me this week. I'm going to have words with the crew. What happened? People not taking their responsibilities seriously. We're going to have words. All right, guys. Look, thank you very much. I appreciate you all in the chat. Hope you had you're having a good sort of holiday break at the moment, whether you're celebrating Christmas or otherwise. And yeah, hope you have a happy new year, 2023. Looking forward to 2023 and what it might bring. I'm really hoping that we at some stage bottom out on the HEX chart and we see something, we see some positive stuff come out. Crypto in general's copping quite the hammering. Let's hope that we can turn the corner in 2023 and start going north rather than south. So have a good one, guys. We'll see you next week. Cheers.
Everybody, Richard Art here, and my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.